We are back with another episode of While You Ball Beyond the Court. We are here with Dothan Bardichev, known as Dothan Ben Dror HaCohen,
Yes, sir.
the Cohen of Dominion. Special guest, special story. And
Ben Haber's also
He's also a Cohen.
missed. He's missed.
Yes. Hopefully he'll be back.
Yes, sir.
But we are going to speak about Dothan's journey. Dothan has a quite unique and different journey than the other guys on the team that I've interviewed so far. Some which have maybe tattoos and grew up in a more very secular background. But Dothan has his own journey, and let's jump right into it. So Dothan, you're in the middle of Israel. At what age before you come to YU? How do you hear about YU? What made you want to come to YU?
That's a good question. Honestly, I had a cousin who played here in 2010, and I wanted to play college basketball in the States. It seemed very cool, integrating secular studies and basketball. And so yeah, my cousin recommended me to come to YU. I emailed Elliot. I got his contact information from a coach I had, from AJ. And yeah, the rest is history.
Wow. Maybe when you first got here, what surprised you? You know, you came here. How much did you know about the double curriculum in addition to basketball? And what surprised you when you got here?
Well, I didn't know anything about YU, really. I knew about the dual curriculum. I was actually looking forward to it. I like learning, I like learning new things in general. So I thought it would be, this is like a good way to like learn about something new, relatively new, not entirely new. But I would crazy culture shock coming to YU, like seeing you, black hat. I haven't seen living in Israel, there are Haredi people, but like it was just definitely a culture shock.
Where are you from in Israel?
Near Ra'anana, it's a village. It's a village near Ra'anana.
Share with
It's
the people.
called
It's
Ein Vered. Ein Vered.
Very nice, very nice. Actually, we went there last year when we went for the team. We went to Israel on a solidarity trip, and we ended up coming to your family's house, and they cooked a fire barbecue. It was really good.
It was a good time.
Great time
having you guys.
Maybe speak a little about your religious background growing up. You know, what was your family background? What were you like? And
my mom is from Bnei Brak, so but from a Kippah Soga background, and my dad is from a very secular village, Moshav. So they both kind of, we used to go to shul on Saturday, and not on Friday. We used to go to shul sometimes on Saturday. It was really volatile. I felt like it's more about I used to live in Singapore and in England, and usually when I was in
you're going to get a lot of hate from all the guys on the team when they listen to this.
Right.
Okay, fine. That's fine. That's where you're from.
Right. I am from. So when I was there, I used to go to shul much more than when I was in Israel, because I don't know, you have that like much more community feeling when you go to synagogue, and then in Israel you already have that feeling, so you didn't have that. I don't know. I guess I'm spewing, but yeah.
It's all good. Maybe share with us your journey. I remember you shared with me last year, what you and your friends used to do on Shabbos in Israel, and what changed, what inspired you to move away from that, and when did you move away from that stuff? Because I know now you fully keep Shabbos.
Yeah, I keep Shabbat. I think it's great. I think keeping Shabbat is awesome, especially when you're around friends. I think it's like the best thing ever. Just chilling. I love Friday night, Chadodi. It's like it's like really disconnect from the weekday activities of school and work, and you kind of stop for a second, and the whole world stops. Everything that you did before, like when you're singing Chadodi, you don't think about your assignment due on Monday or whatever. I think it's just like I love it. But when growing up in Israel, I didn't really keep Shabbat. Sometimes I did. It was like weird. But usually when I was like 18, 19 years old, like we used to go out to bars or like play on the PlayStation during COVID. That's what I usually do. I think it's and Saturdays also playing basketball, like or doing like going to the beach, stuff like that. It's I've kind of changed my way, like what I do in Shabbat. Yeah.
What inspired you? What did something happen? Did you feel something of like I want to
I got
keep
brainwashed.
Shabbos?
No, I'm joking.
Was it by me? Was it by me?
Nah, it's much more. It's just so much more fun and fulfilling, and to just close all these stuff that don't matter, and really connect spiritually, connect with God, and also it gives you the ability to just like I love having team Shabbats and just playing board games and talking. Like everyone's on their phone. Like these days, I can't go a second without my phone. And I love Shabbat. I just close it for 25 hours and I don't even think about it. I think it's awesome.
For sure. I know there's two stories when it comes to Shabbos and you. First of all, you're known as the board game Mamba.
Yes, sir.
Board game Mamba. you come every Shabbos.
Is that like off dome? Just
That was off dome.
Wow, it's beautiful.
Come on. You
Sevi Samet, ladies
you
and
come
gentlemen.
you come to the Shabbatons, the team Shabbatons, with a box of board games.
It's stolen.
Is it still stolen?
Yeah.
Oh my. Rest in peace. We're gonna find it. It's somewhere in Boston.
Somewhere
but
in Boston.
no, I just remember I do not like board games and I think it's very boring. But I know that every single time you come with all the games, you are the center of the whole show of every game. If there's two games going on at once, you somehow find a way to play both.
Yep.
But you are the king and you get everyone involved. The Team Shabbatons guys stay at my apartment for hours just playing board games with you.
Yep. Because I don't know. It's just the best. I don't know. I can't explain it. I don't know why I never play board games not on Shabbat. I always play it on Shabbat. But maybe I should start playing it on just a regular Monday night. We should start making that like a normal thing.
First, we have to find the board games.
Exactly. No board games. But I think, again, for a person like me who doesn't have Shabbat for me is not, and I want it in the future where I don't make Shabbat about board games and make it more deep. It's just a way for me to kind of, I always used to have like some sort of action on Shabbat. So if I keep Shabbat, it's hard for me to stay engaged without some board games on a Friday night.
And you're playing with friends, why not?
Oh, it's the best.
Totally fine.
It's the best.
It's called Oneg Shabbos.
Literally.
Supposed to
I can't
enjoy
wait.
Shabbos.
Sometimes I use some days though I can't wait for Shabbat when I know it's a team Shabbaton, and other days I don't look forward for Shabbat because I know the
Slander.
Yeah.
Slander Dothan gets for playing board games.
Yeah.
Fun. Between me and you, since I never played, I believe you win every time.
I win sometimes.
But the guys on the team, they have their own slander on you.
Sometimes I just don't win. It's not that I lose. I never lose.
Key for life.
Yes, sir.
I know there's another story. We won't share the kid's name, but there's another guy on the team who lives somewhere in the city. And one Shabbos, you walked how many blocks? How long did it take? And how many stairs did you go up because you didn't want to take the elevator?
Right. Yeah, that was a good story. Yeah. I guess when I went, if I want to go downtown and have an experience and go to Chabad and chill with my friends, sometimes my friends Subway, and I also want to be in the Chabad environment. So one time I stayed by my friend and I walked I don't know, 2 hours. I think he stayed in the Upper West Side. Stayed in the Upper West Side and I walked downtown. Took me around 2 hours and I walked around 30 steps. But it was
30
worth
flights of stairs.
30 flights. But when I came back up, it was definitely worth it because I fell asleep like a baby and I woke up 16 hours later. So it was definitely worth it.
That's geschmack. How do you think basketball or balancing the basketball and the Jewish subjects here and taking classes shaped you as a person?
Definitely learning from having role models like you and Max. It's definitely something which shows a new level to work ethic. I think it's awesome. I think like I have every second I have something to do, which is great. You never want to be bored, and I think it's just like it's honestly inspiring. Like I don't think it's that hard. I think people who learn Night Seder and take their or in BP who learn I don't know till like 132. I think it's so much harder than having basketball because it's year round and it doesn't stop, and you learn on Sundays. And yeah, I think it's great. I don't know. I enjoy it. I think working hard is good. It's a good thing.
For sure. What do you think is the most challenging part about being in YU? Especially you take one of the hardest majors in YU, computer science. How do you balance it all, and what is the most challenging part?
It's a good question. YU, yeah, it's a good question. The most challenging part of YU would be sometimes I get a little too much. Sometimes you want to take a day off or take 2 days off, and or sometimes you want to be around a different environment, and it's sometimes hard. I don't know. I really like YU. It's hard for me to say something negative about my experience. So yeah, I guess hard part would be like waking up 6 a.m. or 5:20 or whatever to practice, and then going immediately afterwards to shacharit, and then to classes, and then to another class. It's hard, but then like you feel good after at 9 p.m. when you're exhausted. Like right now, I've been practicing, and there's not the same satisfaction at night because I don't know. It's different feeling.
I hear you. And what about all your teachers? I know, especially here, you take computer science, and that we have a lot of games at night, and you have a lot of night classes, and your teachers are very strict as you're in the hardest major.
Right.
About night classes, how do you get around that? And the reason why I'm asking you is, for maybe other people that are taking school very seriously, whether in high school or in college, and want to balance something else, and they have friction. They have a teacher that is not so accommodating. Like, what do you do about that?
Right. That's a good question. I think, first of all, professors at YU are awesome. Every single professor I've had here has been like, especially in the computer science department and JSS, like the best. And teachers will accommodate you if you show the right mindset. If you show that you are willing to learn the material, and if you are engaged in class, then you are a serious individual. They have no reason they will have no reason to give you problems if you just show that you're engaged and you work hard. And yeah, you have games and you make up for the material. So they're great. They haven't been giving me really problems because they know that I make up for the material.
For sure. I think it's a very powerful life lesson for a lot of people, that no matter if you want to be able to do something, you need to show people, and you want to have a break or you want to have accommodations, you need to show them how serious you are, and you need to show them how disciplined you are when you don't have those things to take off. In every class you're there, are you paying attention? Every time you're going to a meeting, are you paying attention? Are you showing them how much you care? So that now you have leverage for when you need something, that you're on their good side.
Absolutely, yeah. Literally that just mindset. A professor could see the students engage and cares, and if the student is willing to go the extra mile, the professor will do too, especially 100%. At YU.
Yep. When it comes to basketball, I know, I hope as we all know on the team, what we really represent, the Jewish people. We have a Jewish platform. What do you think when it comes to mind for you of what does it mean to be a role model for you, for the Jewish people? Like, what does it mean to you that you're on the team, Dothan Bardichev, and you're inspiring people? People are looking up to you. People are looking at our team. What does that mean to you?
It means that everything I do and everything anybody does, not just me as a D3 basketball player, but anybody needs to make sure that they are, I guess, moral, and they're doing things, I guess, they're being a mensch, because people might look up to me, and I don't, not that many people, but people are looking up. Everybody looks at their peer, and then I think it's just important in general to be a mensch, to be a good person. I think you represent what YU is very well. You after our championship game, after we won, you went to the base and you studied and learned, and I think that is what is the true meaning of being a student athlete at YESHIVA University.
Dothan.
Thank you, Zevi.
Maybe, I mean, I know you touched upon this a little bit. You shared about me and Max, but what lessons, other than just maybe a work ethic, have you learned from being on the team that you think you're going to take with you for life?
Yeah. Aside from work ethic, definitely the concept of like, yeah, work ethic is definitely number one, especially like when I think about you and you like if you're waking up at 5:30 or 6 or whatever, no matter if we have practice or don't have practice, you're waking up at 5 to learn. If we don't have practice, if we have practice, you're waking up to practice and you're making up for later. So I think that's like a good lesson to always to make your schedule as packed and to work. I don't know how to like. You never see Zevi just like sitting down and not going on his phone, scrolling on TikTok. He's always doing something, and I think that's definitely something which I try to incorporate in my own life. I think another thing would be like what it takes to win, what it takes to be successful, not only in basketball but any the days where you don't want to wake up and you don't want to go to practice and you go, that's what will make you successful, not only in basketball but anything.
100%. I remember Ari Sklar. When I was interviewing him, he said, we were schmoozing, and he goes, every day a person has an opportunity to get 1% better or 1% worse. You have that decision to decide every day. And I think, for a lot of people, it's like, are you doing it every single day, or are you only doing it when you need to do it? And I think that every time you do it, even when you don't need to do it, is what builds the building blocks to be able to, get to the end result. And I know for me, something that I try to live by is I try to take the motivation that I have for stuff that I enjoy in this world, like basketball and the work. Like, I love basketball. So I try to take that motivation and say, well, what would I do for basketball? And I'm going to take that and be like, okay, now I got to put that into Judaism. And I think everybody can learn that lesson of what can a person take from something that he loves. If he loves music, if he loves art, if he loves sports, try to think about what you would do for that. And then try to take at least a little bit of that and put it into Judaism. Because God wants to see how much you care, right? We say, Rahman liba boy. Hashem wants our heart. That's what he wants. We have to show Hashem that it doesn't matter what the other mundane thing is. We're going to use that motivation that we would do for business or money or other mundane aspects, and how are we going to put that into Judaism? So for sure.
I agree.
Thinking about your future, how do you want your Jewish identity to play a role? What you gained so far here, what do you want it to take with you?
I think I take a lot from here. I think that the community aspect here, where there's such a strong community. I can go anywhere for Shabbat, to anywhere in the tri-state area, and someone will have me. And I think that's just really beautiful. I think the community aspect. So I'd want to live a house with open doors and always have whole concept of. I like to have people over for Shabbat. I think that's really that's what I kind of got from here. It's just having people over. I really want Judaism to be a very significant role in my family, and raise my kids in an Orthodox, in a Jewish fashion. I don't know, keep Shabbat. I don't know. This is it.
It's great. It's great. I even remember, I don't remember what I was going to say. Okay, it happens.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
It's okay. I remember I spoke about with the other guys, Roy, and Ari Sklar. I asked them this question, and this was before the playoffs and the championships. I said, when you leave YU, what are you going to define as 4 successful years? Now, we spoke about winning 2 championships. So Baruch Hashem, we won 1. That's why the last few weeks we've been taking a break of the podcast. It was just very busy basketball-wise. But what do you define when you walk out of here being like, I had a successful 4 years?
Yeah, I think a successful 4 years would be I won't even think basketball wise. I would say just like as an individual, I'd want to grow and just work on the things which I am bad at. I don't know. Work on my bad habits and just grow as an individual. Grow in my Judaism and grow in my and get a job, obviously. Yeah, get a job, grow as an individual, and grow in my Judaism and make relationships, make friends that will be forever. That's
awesome. I remember my Rebbe taught me in yeshiva. He said the Vilna Gaon says that a person was created to break his bad midos. Exactly like you're saying. That means that if a person perfects one midah, now your job is to work on something else. You're created in this world to just work on one midah to the next and to keep perfecting your midos. And like exactly what you said. Mirz Hashem, you should be zoche to be able to do that.
Thank you.
Amen.
Amen.
What is one lesson, whether from a teammate, a coach, a teacher, that you got from someone that you think it will stay with you for the rest of your life?
Wow. Put me on the spot here. A lesson. I would say a lesson. A lesson would be to. I always go back to the work ethic thing.
That's fine.
Because that's just what I really learned, especially from you. It would be never be complacent. To never be complacent and always strive to be better as an individual, and always strive to work hard and work on your imperfections.
That's great. What do you want to be remembered by when you leave? Dothan Bardichev
When I leave this earth, or when I leave YU?
When you leave YU.
When I leave YU, I'd want to be remembered as a funny guy who got a job after college, software engineering, computer science. Shout
out to anybody listening. That's what you're trying to say. It's okay.
Remember, I don't know. That's as a good person.
So I guess I'll help you out with this answer a little bit.
Yeah.
Definitely a funny guy. Every day after Shachris, after practice, we have locker room chills. And every day I have to kick you out because you're the star of the show in the locker room. You're making everybody laugh. We've got all your jokes. And I have to kick you out every day so you come on time davening.
I'll miss that. I'll definitely miss that.
But I think something for you, as much as you're a very funny guy everywhere we are, on every bus ride, on everywhere we are, I think that you're a real guy. You're real. I know you're probably laughing right now.
I'm not laughing. I'm serious.
I'm proud of you.
I'm locked in.
Okay.
Now you made me laugh. Okay.
Okay. But either way, I think that you're a real guy. You really care about other people. Every time we have a team Shabbaton, you decide, when we tell you we have so much food, you decide to still bring a 9x13 overflowing pan of chicken schnitzel that you homemade with a salad, with your own made tchina, which is delicious. And I just think that you have a really caring heart. Like you said, that when you leave your Jewish identity, you want to have an open home. Achnosos orchim is very powerful. Chesed. You want to have a home, but I see that with you every day. You don't just say that right now and say, when I leave YU, I want to be a guy that has people over. You live by that. Every time any guy on the team says that they're hungry, you say, you want to come over for dinner, I'll cook you food. If a guy needed a place to stay, you said you could sleep on my floor. But I'm just saying, I think that it's just very, very powerful and a great, great midah to have, that you're just very welcoming and very caring. A lot of people can't do that. A lot of people are very selfish and to themselves, and it's hard to cook food for other people and hard to go out of their way and, make and use so much of their own time for other people. But I think that you embody that tremendously. You're just very good at caring for others.
This mutual admiration society out here. But that story is a lot. My freshman year, we went to Lior Hod for Shabbat, and he cooked all the food there. He cooked all the meal, and he showed us that it's easy to go and buy a tray of poppers from Golan, but when you actually put in the effort to make the food, it shows that you really care. I didn't want to just go buy some chicken from a store, but it was my friends, it's my teammates. I wanted to make sure that we're eating good, And yeah, I think that's a good like lesson I learned. Talk about a lesson from like, first of all, it's a good satisfaction feel. Like it's a good like, you want to work towards Shabbat. It's a good feeling when you sat down, you worked hard for Shabbat, and then you're enjoying it during Shabbat. I love it. And like, if you care about someone, then you show it. If it's you actually put in the work and the effort to show it. Yeah, I don't know. That's
For sure.
yes.
There are people watching, boys, girls of all ages. What is one message that you would share with them?
I don't know. I think it's hard for me. I don't know. I don't think I'm qualified yet to give a message. I haven't achieved anything. Once I've achieved, I'm not, I don't know. I don't think I'm qualified yet to give a message. I think we should all strive to work on our imperfections and to strive to be good people. And that means that it could be anything. I think the little things really matter the most. Just like saying hello to a friend when you're walking past him. You got a nice haircut. I like your shoes. I think the small things really matter and really add up. Yeah, just focus on the small things, and then it'll be easier to accomplish the bigger things.
Yes, sir. Remember, there's a story before we go into rapid Q&As. There's a story that you shared with me. I mean, you didn't really share the story. You told me that if I went to Israel, I got to go play in a certain spot wearing a certain clothes. Why did you say that? And what did you say?
I think, what I told you was that we should go play basketball in the Sport Tech in Tel Aviv. And why I said that was, first of all, I think it would be a great way to like, there's a very big polarization between the religious and non-religious communities in Israel. I think just Zevi going there and playing basketball in a black and white hat, black hat and white in a black and white suit. I think it really could show like they're humans. They're not just certain assumptions that certain people make on the other side. I think it can really, this small thing can really, when you play basketball with someone, it really just like changes your relationship with him. Like certain people, there's certain prejudice and certain like, I don't want to get political here, but I think there's just a very big problem in Israel between these communities. And I think just Zevi going playing there and like, first of all, showing that he'll like destroy everybody there, so you'll gain their respect. But I think it'll, in a much deeper level, I think these people will not view Zevi as some sort of like some robot who learns all day and does and like is some sort of like parasite, but like a human being just like them with his own ambitions and his own dreams. And I think that could be like a great, I don't know, I think that would be awesome. I think the game we played against the Hapoel Tel Aviv was really like, I really thought that was like pretty cool. I don't know, I think that was cool, that whole game of like all these people, like some of them I went to high school with them. And I was just similar to them. Like I had some certain views on certain people. And then you go play against a guy who wears a velvet kippah on, and I think that was just like very cool. I don't know. I thought it was just awesome.
Sure. The reason why I brought up the question, not so you praise me, but the reason is that I wanted to share what sports does for Jewish people and people in general. I played with many Jews over my lifetime. I also played with many non-Jews over my lifetime. And the respect that I got from all the non-Jews that I played with, they just respected me so much. I never went on Shabbos to the games. I always wore a yarmulke, and they would always ask me, like, why don't you come to the games on Shabbos? And I remember I asked the kid, I was literally playing against him, and I asked him, I said, when was the last time, or did you ever have a meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner throughout the week where it was just you and your family with no devices? And he said, honestly, I can never think of one. And I said, that's where I was on Shabbos, and that's why I didn't come to the game. And he was just blown away. And I just remember that what sports does to people in general, It unites people. It brings people together. It doesn't matter what religious backgrounds you're from, if you're Jewish or not Jewish. It brings unity. It brings togetherness. And I just wanted to share that message. Like, when you're on the court, something I try to do is I look at every guy on our team like they're a Jew, I'm a Jew. Just because I wear black and white and someone maybe doesn't wear yarmulke, I don't look at them any differently. And try to show everyone we're both Jews. We're both children of Hashem. And we could act like it, and we could be brothers, even if we have different values and different, lifestyles. And the message for other people that are listening is that, like, if you're doing sports and you're going to play sports either way, just be yourself. Just be a proud Jew. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of what you believe in. And you don't know what it's going to do to other people, and all you just have to do is be a nice person. Be a mensch, because at the end of the day, that's what comes a long way.
I agree. I think also standing for your values, sacrificing, knowing that, being able, I think that's a very big part of growing as an individual and being successful, is being able to say no and stand for your values and say, I'm not going to do this because I'm a Jew and because I have certain values, even though, cheeseburger might taste really good, or it might be really fun to take the subway and go downtown and go, but the long term will benefit much more.
Great answer. All right, so we got some Q&As.
Okay.
Here we go. What is your shoe size, and what is your favorite shoe to wear?
I'm size 14. And my favorite shoe to wear is the Dothan 2s.
Love that. I didn't see that coming.
No.
What is your favorite Jewish song?
I like that song. I think you sing it on Friday. The Koribon Olam, is that what it's called? I like that. I like the tune to it.
Love that. What is your favorite kosher food?
Can I include? Thank you, said kosher, so I was going to say cheeseburger, but nah. Kosher food.
You've had a cheeseburger?
No.
Good boy.
Best kosher food. I guess like pizza. Who doesn't like pizza?
I hear you.
I'm a simple man,
What is your favorite mitzvah?
That's a good question. Does keeping Shabbat, does that count? Is that
Of
one?
course.
So let's go. I'm going with that one.
Love that.
Or no, wrapping. I like tefillin.
Okay, that's great too.
I guess
So you could have two.
Two for the price.
Very powerful. What is your favorite Israeli team in any sport, and your favorite American team?
Favorite Israeli team would be Kiryat Ata.
In basketball?
Yeah, it's a random one. And my favorite in America, basketball, probably be. I don't like American. I don't know.
All right, fine.
I don't have one.
So who's your favorite NBA player?
Tony Snell.
Who's that?
Exactly. Next.
Does he play now?
No.
Who is that?
He's known for a stat line. He played 28 minutes and had 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 turnovers, 0 shots. He's just cardio, just running out there.
That's why he's your favorite player?
Yeah, kind of reminds me of myself a little bit.
It's not true. It's not true. It's not nice.
Wasn't that? I'm talking about. How could that not? Never mind. Continue.
What is your favorite quote, or like one line that you live by?
You miss all the shots you don't take.
Why is that your
Dion
favorite?
Waiters said that.
Why is it?
Because he went 0 for 15, and then the reporter asked him, something, and then he said that he'd rather go 0 for 30 than 0 for 15, because if you stop him going 0 for 15, and then he stopped shooting, and yeah, I'd rather go 0 for 30 than 0 for 15, because 0 for 15 means you lost confidence and then stop shooting.
I like that.
Let's go next.
Maybe to wrap up.
Oh, it's the last one.
You want another question?
You have one?
You have any questions for me?
Can I do a rapid fire for you?
Here we go.
What's your favorite color?
Probably dark blue.
Dark blue.
Yeah.
Not a fan of light blue. dark blue kind of guy. I feel.
I'm more of a dark blue guy.
Okay. Is it because I wore dark blue today?
Exactly. And your dark blue yarmulke.
Exactly. Come on, now I knew that. Okay. What is your favorite non-kosher food?
What does that mean?
Okay, next. What is your favorite quote?
My favorite quote. Wow. So many.
So many.
So many. My favorite quote is probably, every second you're thinking about someone else's life is 1 second less than you get to think about your own life. Meaning, if every second you're looking into someone else's life and you're looking around, then that's one wasted second you have an opportunity to grow in your own life. I very much believe in focusing on yourself, and you don't have to look at the outside world. Just focus on yourself, focus on your own relationship with the people around you and your own growth. And that's what ultimately is going to make you become great.
I love that. Wow. Okay, that was great.
Thank you, Dothan.
That was great, Sebi.
I wasn't prepared for that.
Straight off the dome.
Next question.
Next question.
You know you're the only person that gets to do rapid questions on me.
Really? Because I wore like blue, that's why.
Dark blue.
Dark blue, sorry.
What other questions you got?
Next question. I don't have a page like you. It's not fair.
It's very fair.
What was your favorite? No, I can't do that. I'm out.
You're out.
I'm out. Wait, let me think of one. Let me just think of one. Cut.
He thinks we're cutting.
Very good.
He thinks we're cutting.
What is your favorite Jewish song?
Favorite Jewish song? So many. Recently, it's been Ani Mamim by Ami Glassberg.
Wow. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Anima mean?
I believe.
Wow.
I believe in
Damn
God.
it,
Come
ladies
on.
and gentlemen. Wow. He knows his alphabet. Sorry, that was
It's okay.
fun.
It's okay.
Cut that.
You're gonna make me be so busy this week.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right.
Okay.
Now you get to end with shout outs. Who do you like to shout out?
Shout out to the. Oh, there's. You want me to shout people out?
Huh?
Who's watching this?
Okay, we're gonna ask this question.
Okay.
There's a lot of people that watch it.
Shout out. Okay.
Who do you like to shout out, Dothan?
My mom, my dad.
You can look at the camera on this one.
They're gonna see.
Just make
this.
sure you're talking to the mic.
My
Look at
mom, my dad, my sister, my dog.
Your dog will not hear this. Continue.
You'd be surprised.
Okay.
He's an intelligent one. My chickens. I got chickens, right? You remember I told you? I got so my chickens,